Hello and welcome back. There are only two ways that I know of to create a disease in your life. One way is through deficiency. If you think about it, we've got between 60 and 100 trillion cells in our body, and all those cells are breathing, alive, communicating to one another. They work as a community. However, if they're not happy, in other words, if they're not given what they require, which in the way of is macro and micronutrients, fats, carbs and protein, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, trace elements, bacteria, etc., etc., then you've got a problem. Now, some of you may say, but I've got a genetic disposition because something's in the family. Well, that may well be true, but if Dr. Bruce Lipton's work is correct, then it only accounts for about 5% of all diseases. In other words, 95% is environmental. So although doctors, because the way they're conditioned, the way they're programmed and trained, is to look for a family history of cancer, whether it be breast cancer, and that way we can find a breast cancer gene, or maybe we could find a fat gene. We all have those genes. The question is whether they turned on or off. If it's true that we have between 20 and 25,000 genes in our body, long ago we used to think we had hundreds and thousands, but we don't. We have between 20 and 25,000 genes, and 10% of those can be turned on or off just by taking vitamin D, or the main source that we get it from, obviously the sun, UVB, landing on our skin, cholesterol, which then converts into vitamin D. Well, it's actually not a vitamin, it's a pro-hormone. But my point is that if we are deficient in something, like I've said before, if we're deficient in vitamin C, we know that will lead to scurvy. If we're deficient in B1, that can lead to beriberi. So there are many different deficiencies, but once we start labelling diseases and creating a lifestyle around those pathologies, then Houston, we've got a problem. So as I said before, the first way to get a disease is to have a deficiency in your diet. It could be, if you're mega stressed with your work, then your body obviously requires more macro and micronutrients. If you're not giving it to your body and you're stressed, that's a problem. If you're not sleeping well enough, then your body's not recovering, so there's going to be a deficiency. So it's not just relating to foods, although that's huge. As I said, the forefathers' wisdom, the main 6 habits that I remind you are how you think, breathe, drink, eat, sleep, and do what I call creative movement or exercise, and then there are 4 others which I'll remind you on YouTube. The second way to create a disease in your life is called toxification. In other words, if you are working in an environment that has a lot of fumes, or you're working with aluminium or asbestos, or you've got metal fillings, again mercury in your mouth, anything like that will mean there are toxins in your body, and again that will lead to a disease. I mean, you've all heard of as mad as a hatter. Well, milliners or people that used to make hats actually used to lick their fingers and put on the hats to give it that nice sheen mercury. So we know that obviously mercury toxification will make you crazy, will make you mad. So just remember that there are only 2 ways to get a disease in your life, and if you are labelled by your doctor or by some specialist as having a specific type of disease, then seek to understand what the etiology or root cause is. And the chances are, if it's true that 95% of it plus is environmental, it's something to do with our lifestyle choices. Okay? Thank you very much for listening. Have yourself a wonderful day. My name's Magnus Mulliner. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.